Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's Legs Out Friday. It's daily news time. I'm joined by Aubrey. First of all, we're going to go straight into it. Liverpool are being linked with a £28 million move for Schalke German international Max Meyer, who is just like the most Marvel.
Stan Lee'd love him, wouldn't he?
Wouldn't
the
he
alliteration of that name.
I love a little
and also
bit of
German. It might sound a bit Anglo. Not anti-German, I'm not at all, but Max Meyer doesn't instantly read as a German name,
it's
does
almost American name.
Yeah, it comes across as, again, a Stan Lee creation. You'd imagine him walking down the street, he gets hit in the head with a rogue radioactive isotope and then plays on the wing for Schalke.
My favourite name, I think, in
this
sport...
This is going to be a good news, I can tell, this week.
In sport is first name Captain, second name Motherlin.
Captain Motherlin?
Yeah.
Is he a rower?
He is not a rower, but that's what he should have done. He's an American NFL sports star. I just love the idea of, I'm going to call this.
I'm going to go with captain. Who is he? He's the captain.
It's Boss.
Yeah.
That's my favourite name in all of sports.
Yeah. Champion would be better.
There is a champion.
Who is he? He's the champion. Who does he play for? 4th division team.
Yeah.
Have you ever won anything?
No. He's not really a champion.
What, is he the captain? Did he have captains in NFL?
They do. They have far too many captains in NFL. They have like a captain of the special teams.
Yeah.
The captain of like the offense and the defense.
Is he a captain? Is he close to being a captain?
I think he was. I'm not 100% on that actually. I've fallen out of love with his career. I just love his name now.
Captain Motherlin.
Well, does that make him Captain Senior?
Captain Squared.
Captain Squared. It makes him Captain Squared. Of course it does.
Of course it does.
Look, we try and do these shows in 10 minutes and we've pissed away too. So we're just going to keep going. Don't bother with the fucking bell today, Tom. We're just gonna roll through the stories because we're going to stop talking about NFL. I'm going to start talking about Max Meyer, who, by the way, has an incredible name.
It's incredible, isn't it? I'd like it to be true because he's a very good footballer. But
20 years old.
It made his debut for Germany. He's only got one cap for Germany, but it was 18 when he got it. But unfortunately, and he's from that mould of the Schürrles and the Goetzes and the Kimmichs. But I think this is just, he hasn't been linked with us for a while, or he hasn't been linked with us yet, because there's, who was the one, Driesler, is it? The one, he was
Draxler.
Draxler was linked last week, so you've got Schürrle.
Draxler's like rumoured to be like an £80 million signing this season.
You've got Goetze is gone. Get over it. He didn't pick us. I'm not gutted about it.
It's been 24 hours and you tell me to get over it?
Because he chose Dortmund.
Chose 2 years?
If he'd have chose like Tottenham or Chelsea, I'd have been upset. He's gone back to Dortmund. We tried, we didn't get him. But there's a big gap in the clickbait market, isn't he now? Because you can't link Goetze with us. Schürrle would have filled that gap. It looks like Schürrle is actually going to join Dortmund as well.
I did. If you remember at the top of pre-season, I suppose I was shouting for Schürrle.
Me and Tom in the office, I think we were linked with him with one tenuous
we did on the on-field rap. The collab we did with the on-field
rap. And he'd have been a fantastic signing. Those are two, objectively, Goetze and Schürrle coming into your team. Dortmund, they're great signings, them, aren't they?
You can almost understand a little bit of the fume when they are the two people that you heavily linked with at the start of the window, and then you end up with Mane and Wijnaldum potentially by the end. You can understand why Liverpool fans...
Ultimately, if I'm playing the Champ Manager version or the FIFA version of Liverpool this season, I'd rather have Goetze than Schürrle than Mane and Wijnaldum. Yeah. You know, it's hard. I would. I think they're both very good footballers.
Talking about Football Manager, well, not really, I suppose, but on Retro Football TV, our other channel, we've been doing a season-long Championship Manager 01-02 season. It has come to the last month of the season. The video came out yesterday. If you've not watched it, I'm gonna feck Tom off and ask him to put something in here now, so that you can go along and watch that series from the start.
So listen, Emil. I appreciate the situation. Thanks very much for coming in to see me. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm absolutely chocker at the minute. I'd love to sit down and discuss this stuff with you right now. You do deserve a new contract, absolutely. But best thing for you to do is if you go and speak to the boss, go and speak to Chris. He'll sort it out for you, mate. Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah. Listen, I would do. I'm just up the wall, absolutely up the wall. Chris will go and speak to Chris. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Nice one, Emil. Sweet. Boss. Whew.
12 episodes of the most maniacally crazy Football Manager video / I don't know, Neighbours style EastEnders programme you will ever see. It's fucking weird, but it's fucking good. Come along with us for the ride. Anyway,
Chris does a backflip at times.
There is an attempted backflip.
And he also tries to put his foot above his head. It's worth it just for that.
A few times.
Just for that moment. Yeah. But so I don't know. I'd love it to be true. There's arguments about whether we need him, but ultimately I think very, very good footballers are always needed.
Yeah.
You find a place for them in your squad. If it's one of those ones that we can get, I'd be very happy. I don't care about the fee. We worked it out in the office. We've got a big whiteboard in the office to help us track what we're meant to be doing in work, and also Liverpool Football Club. And we've recruited about 40 million already. If the Allen deal was to go through for 13, and then you're looking at Benteke's put another potential 30 on top of that. You've got money for Balotelli. Balotelli's getting linked back with Mancini at Inter. Markovic money. We could be bringing in like 80, 90 million this summer.
There could be signings.
So there should be money available. And Meyer it's not that top draw. It's the one below that. And I think that's unfortunately, because we haven't got European football, it's where we're shopping.
Yeah. No, you're right. And we have been for a few years now. And Liverpool fans should kind of be getting used to that. I think this is Klopp's first transfer window. Ultimately, you either trust the manager or you don't trust the manager. Me, and I think you as well, and Paul, are deciding to trust the manager this time around. Until he proves that he can't sign players, then we'll have a little bit of a moan, you know what I mean? But he hasn't signed anyone yet, so get behind him, get behind Liverpool Football Club. That's why we're here. We are supporters. Next piece of news, Chris in coughing fit. England players return to training. Photographs of the boys over in America. They're using Stanford as the base because it's kind of equidistant between...
Excellent choice of word.
It was good, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
San Francisco and LA.
Yeah. Yeah, they're there for 11 days, aren't they, at Stanford University, the training. It was just nice to see the photos of them all. Joe, you're looking at like Sturridge and Milner and Klein back. And if that doesn't get you excited, don't be a football fan. You know what I mean? Like, people will mock us. We've been mocked in YouTube comments a lot for lots of varying reasons. And people will mock...
Sometimes it's my beanbag style arse.
Sometimes it's your Christmas hams. I get called anyone who's got a receding hairline or wears glasses. Sometimes not even that. But and apparently I'm a City fan, which I've never really been. But the thing is...
What are you a fan of?
Apparently I'm a Man City fan, because I never...
You come off like a Man City fan. Look at the kip of your lad.
I know, because I never choose to wear a Liverpool shirt. I was wearing a Liverpool shirt the other day, and it was the one day that I wasn't dragged in front of camera.
The red one?
The red one, yeah.
Yeah, we did that on purpose.
But basically, there's people, Norwich fans will be excited. You know, if you can't be a football fan and be excited at this point of the season, give it up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know what I mean?
Yes, the championship again.
We can actually win some football matches, you know. But
we're not getting pounded every week.
You know, and it's like, if you can't see players of the calibre of Milner, Lallana, Sturridge, you know, even Henderson coming back hopefully to full fitness, Klein, who had a fantastic first season for us, back alongside what I think's been a really promising, exciting pre-season before that, you know, youngsters that I'd never heard of. I never knew Ajaria existed for whatever reason, just it not popped up on the radar, who's given me some promise. Other players who I might have even diminished.
Woodburns, man.
Woodburn
for an Ajaria style comparison. Wow.
Yeah. And then Kent.
Player. Yeah.
You know, like Ryan Kent, who I was just based off, he didn't really impress me against Exeter in the FA Cup last year. And you're like, wow, actually, no, this kid's got something. And then you're looking at, like, I've been impressed with Mane, I've been impressed with some of those, with Matip. Matip's come in and looked great. And then you're seeing the big guns coming back. It's got to give you excitement. You know, you should think, you know what? We did all right last season. Didn't win the two cups that we could have.
I'm excited because I'm fucking going there to see it, and I can't wait. I just cannot fucking wait. So you've got to keep your eye on the channel, of course. Subscribe to find out when we're releasing videos.
I would say Snapchat if you'd want to know what
Snapchat as well.
Just follow this guy on Snapchat.
The Redmen
If you
TV.
saw anything of what we did when we went over to Switzerland, it'll be esoteric. It will be insane, and it'll be mad.
Esoteric mean?
Like off kilter and all, slightly strange.
That sounded like the actual definition of the word, didn't it? It is.
Yeah.
Right, okay, well, there we go. There's photographic memory, Reynolds. Strike two.
Follow Chris's Snapchat from around about Sunday.
Sunday, fuck it, Sunday morning. We're leaving here at about 6:30 in the morning. So, Lucas Leiva, $2.5 million deal eyed by Galatasaray.
Yeah.
This has rumbled on for a long time now. I think there's sort of a group, and the Redmen TV, all three of us, and Tom as well, sorry. There seems to be this thing where we've watched pre-season and Lucas seems to be getting used to filling spaces in the side. Yeah. And as such, I think all four of us are probably in agreement that he's probably on the way out. Like, Klopp's actually trying to almost burn him out before he goes, because he's getting asked to do things that he hasn't been asked to do since he was it Grêmio he was at from Brazil? Because he used to be an attacking midfielder, but he's now getting into those positions again. And look, Lucas Leiva has been one of my personal favourite Liverpool players, not from a footballing perspective, but from if I look back over the last 10 years, he's one of the guys that go, he got it. He got Liverpool Football Club, he got it through and through. And even over the last couple of years where he hasn't had as much first-team football as probably he deserves sometimes, he's still held himself in such a way that you would never think he was unhappy at Liverpool Football Club. And I just want to thank him if he does go, because what a servant he's been for Liverpool. I still think there is something that he could offer to us. There is a little tinge of me that goes, fuck it, for £2.5 million, do we really need it? Is that ever going to get us anybody over the line, that £2.5 million? But I think we owe it to him that if he's not getting first team football and he wants to go, then we owe it for what he's given us to let him go.
Yeah, definitely. There's purely objectively and purely just removing any level of sentiment, there is a slight worry that we're pulling all of the experience out of this team. I know we're buying experienced players. We talked about it on the Redmen subscriber show the other day. How Wijnaldum captained PSV and Ragnar Klavan, the Estonian captain, etc. But it's not Premier League experience, or it's not experience with Liverpool in the Premier League. You know, you're losing Martin Skrtel, you're losing Kolo Touré. We've lost Steven Gerrard only 2 seasons ago. Well, let's see, it'll be second season, won't it now? So Lucas is another one of them to fall. But he doesn't get game time. And I'd rather see him out the squad if it means someone like Grugic gets more game time. Yeah. And that's ultimately, we've not got enough games this season to carry players, to carry fat. And I don't think Klopp likes working with a large group of players. From his ruthlessness, well, again, referencing the whiteboard upstairs, well, there's 15 players out, I think it's up to now, and it's going to be about 21 by the end of the season. He's completely gone through that, and he's just gone. We
predicted this when he came in, because this is exactly what he did at Dortmund. You know, and this is the way that he works. And Klopp, I don't think we've spoken about this on any of the shows, but I don't know if you saw this. There was a thing on Jurgen Klopp and actually developing players as opposed to buying transfers and stuff. And Klopp says that 19 out of 20 managers in the Premier League are more asked about buying players to fix problems than learning how to coach their players so that they don't need to buy those players. And it was a dead interesting read, actually. And Klopp has this philosophy whereby he wants to just get the best out of each and every individual, because he believes he is one of the best coaches in the world, and he can make the difference. And, you know, it's about, obviously you need, the player needs to have the raw talent to start with, but he thinks there's too much emphasis placed on transfers. And he thinks, honestly, if you've got the right group of players, you can coach them to the Championship. And, man, that's probably why he sold Liverpool on.
Yeah,
Liverpool drank the Kool-Aid, man.
That's his whole raison d'etre, isn't it? And that's how he speaks. But what you need for that is you need to have the raw ability. You need time with them. So how's he going to teach a 34-year-old Kolo Touré to be different? What's he going to teach a 29-year-old Lucas, who's already kind of locked into what type of player he is? So he's actually skewering the squad to be younger because of that. You know what I mean? And he's going for players. And again, we talked about it on the show, the trend that we've noticed. Grugic captained Red Star Belgrade. Wijnaldum captained PSV. Those types of players, the players who become captains at a young age, are the ones who actually hang around the coaches, are the ones who are the manager's soundboard, and the ones who are more likely to take on. They might have an incredible skill as well, and I've been massively impressed with Grugic's skill, but you know, they're not the luxury players or the wild card players who are actually really hard to train and really hard to coach, because you never make them the manager. Only very crazy managers make them the manager, and it's mostly to sell shirts or get them out the shit, put someone else in the firing line. Cool. He's looking for players who've got that mindset of consummate professionals, players, and you look at the players who flourished under him last year, they generally fit that mould anyway. I think anything you can say about Lallana, he's got a lack of pace and he might not have the end product, but he's a consummate professional. You know, he lives and dies by...
Dejan Lovren as well.
Dejan Lovren's exactly the same, even James Milner, you know what I mean? And those are the players who work really, really well. And everyone who's ever come out and said, former players of Klopp who've come out and said good things about him, always seem to be that type.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I'll tell you what, one final piece of news before we go, I suppose. Wijnaldum's supposed to be doing his medical right now.
Really?
Yeah, so it is Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wijnaldum's doing his medical today. So hopefully we could have wrapped the signing of Wijnaldum up. I think the more I've delved into it and the more we've spoken about it, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got a collaboration with Chu Geordie who tries to dampen the spirit a little bit, but it's interesting to hear a Newcastle fan, especially one as in the know as Geordie, talk on him. I suppose the next thing to say is that, look, we have a subscriber show out. Was that out today?
The transfer roundup?
The transfer
yeah, it was out
roundup.
last night.
Last night, look at that bad boy. Go and check that out. We talk about all the transfer rumours in depth and detail. 45 minutes probably. It was a really good show. I really enjoyed that one. So do go and subscribe to redmentv.com. Go and check us out on Snapchat. It's the Redmen TV. That's TheRedmen TV. And I really am looking forward to this tour. So if you're out there, if you're in LA or in San Francisco and you happen to see a bulging blonde man with a really tall bearded fuck, come and say hello.